Abby, and I did Why Learn Bash Scripting, a case study in genomics. I was interested in bash scripting, and I wanted to see if I could take the project and put a computer science twist on it. I aim to develop a script that executes a bioinformatics pipeline in one step. Genomic sequencing uses multiple lines of code in a command line, making the process of sequencing long and tedious. I aim to write a script that can cut the time of the user in half. The program will still take the same amount of time, but everything will be automated, giving more time for the user to do other things. Without the script, the user spends about 3.5 hours running all the commands manually. With the script, every process should be done in about 5 minutes. For my project, I used a basic equalized strain because I was more focused on the actual pipeline than the data. I did the script in parts that I labeled as steps. In the pipeline, each program has its own script, and that way making it much easier for me to find out if I made a mistake. Looking at the proper script here, you can see that the first part of it is the ls-dl strain, and here I'm just making a variable so that I'm able to use it in the loops later. So each step, there's a loop at the beginning, and the first part of it is to move into the strain dash value, which is the same variable that was happening up here. That way that it can, once it gets down to the end, it can loop back around and go into the next folder that it needs to go into. So right here, you can see that it's going to output to a folder called proc report. That way I know that if I go into that folder once the script is over, and if there's nothing in there, I know that there was a mistake in that script. And that's why I did it in steps, so that it was much easier for me to correct mistakes. Because if I was to put it all in one script, it could fail any point in the script, and I'd have to go back and see where in the script that it failed. So here is my final script that runs each separate script, and it goes all the way down, not stopping. That's so it makes everything do it automatic all the way. And then over here I have my conclusions, where I want to just talk about a couple points. I felt like the pipeline for this was the perfect process for me to script as a beginner. I feel like I need to get more practice with command line so I can become better at it, but this was really helpful as a big, basic opening script to do. I feel like it's pretty much impossible to get the first script completely right the first way around. I feel as though you make many mistakes until you figure out really the syntax of it and how you're going to actually do it. I feel like to improve these scripts, I would like to add more output to the user so they can tell where in the process of each of these it's doing at the moment. And I feel as though there's many different ways to do the same thing, and that is why I found it kind of difficult to get exactly what I wanted. And then I feel as the biggest thing is the saving time process of this. It takes a lot more time to do this manually and typing it in command by command than it is to just click one thing and run through it.